Today I'm going to talk about how waking up to narcissism is the start of your spiritual awakening. It's a process of busting through the veil of illusion. It's about seeing a darker side of Earth that you may or may not have already known about. My own healing journey from narcissistic abuse began when I lost everything. My business, my home, my family connections, and almost my life back in 2015. It was a complete unravelling that forced me to rebuild from the inside out. I spent years in survival mode, searching for answers, and slowly discovering what real healing actually looks like. It's not just on the mental level, but emotionally and spiritually. It's through that process that you realise that you've never been away from narcissists or that narcissistic energy. Even if you've left the narcissist, the energy will still follow you around in different faces. A narcissistic abuse survivor once gave me a great explanation about dealing with narcissists. He said, "They blow you up from the inside out." I found this to be a very true statement. So this is what's going to happen. Every time you try to ascend, a narcissistic energy is going to try and stop you. They are the gatekeepers to the new world that we are trying to build. When you wake up to narcissism, you see it everywhere. It can feel like it's difficult to escape. You'll feel like you're going out of your mind. They'll get in your head for years and years, like a mind parasite. You may be pushed back into old programming patterns like people-pleasing, fawn responses, anxiety, walking on eggshells. But when you wake up to narcissists in this world, you wake up to the evil that's in this world. When you start waking up to these narcissists, your world will do a 180 degrees and you will not be the same person ever again. You'll be a deeper, more wiser version of you, a refined version of you. Narcissism, in my opinion, is the most important topic on earth today. We are in a spiritual war. Demonic spirits are working through people. On this channel, I'll do my best to give you the science version of this, but in layman's terms, and I will send you to sources if you'd like to take it a little bit further in your research. So you can only go so far when you focus on the narcissistic traits and the personality traits. When you take a bird's eye view and look at it as an energetic problem, a vibrational frequency problem, then things start to make sense. The narcissist spirit is ancient, mentioned in the business plan that is the Bible. I call it a business plan because, let's face it, everything that's in that book right now is being played out on humanity. In the New Testament, Timothy 3 says, "But understand this, that in the last days there will come times of difficulty, for people will be lovers of self, lovers of money, proud, arrogant, abusive, disobedient to their parents, ungrateful, unholy, heartless, unappeasable, slanderous, without self-control, brutal, not loving, good, treacherous, reckless, swollen with conceit, lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God, having the appearance of godliness but denying its power." I will probably mention to you many times in my videos that I recommend you look into out-of-body experiences. That last piece in this last sentence that I just read you, rather than lovers of God, having the appearance of godliness but denying its power. I don't want to go into too much in this video. We need a separate video on this. But I can more or less prove it to you that you are a fractal version of God. So what that's saying is you have the appearance of a godliness, but denying its power, meaning that you don't realize that you are a soul and the power that you do have. There's no need to damage other people or hurt other people when you realize your true power. So I think that's what that line refers to. But anyway, it's very difficult for me to start these videos because I have so much to say. I say one thing and then there's a whole conversation that needs to be said with that. So bear with me as I do my best to just slowly introduce you some of these points or facts I'd like to say. As I said, I'll come back more about outer bodies and how I can kind of semi-prove it to you, or I can at least send you on your way to go and try yourself. When you will have that experience, you don't need to believe it anymore, you'll just know it. But that's a conversation for another video. As you come away from narcissists, you might find as you come away from that energy, they will come at you in full force, either the one that you was dealing with, or there'll just be more and more of them. They get a hint that you want to escape this kind of cult, they'll do everything to hold you down. Many will carry out witchcraft on you. Triangulation is witchcraft, manipulation is witchcraft, gaslighting is witchcraft. All attempts to control your reality is witchcraft. All your efforts to ascend have probably been sabotaged and slowed down up until now. You probably already know that. I'm just confirming that for you. You can continue to see narcissism as a behavior trait, or you can see it for what it is, a hidden spiritual war. And the likelihood is that everyone that you've met so far that you've fallen in love with, you may or may not have just fallen in love with the actual parasite, because it has, like other parasites, a way to kind of pull you in. If you want me to do a video on how parasites do that, there's plenty of them in the world that already do that. They'll occupy their host and make their host commit suicide so that they can eat the body. I have a few of these things on my Substack already, my science version for Vibe Institute, which is my science and wellness platform that I run usually. I can probably I'll link that as well. So what's the solutions here? I said it in a previous video, and I'll probably be saying it in most of my videos. Your vibration is everything. The law of resonance. Now, I understood the law of resonance when my vibration was low, and all I attracted was narcissists. It really taught me what the law of vibration, the law of resonance is really about. It's all about your inner state. So if you're walking around and you're in pain, you know, this is easier said than done. I'm not expecting you to be able to just get up tomorrow and have no feelings. But just for now, be aware of why they keep coming. And if you haven't already, self-care has to be top of your list, surely now. Your inner state must be the one thing that you work on. What will happen when you do that is you will begin to manifest how you feel. You manifest how you feel inside anyway. So if you change the inner state and you start walking around as a very powerful soul, the soul that you are, everybody will act very differently around you. And those that have really caused havoc in your life, maybe for a little while, will kick up the notch of trying to pull you back in. But if you can just ride the storm at that point, just stay calm and face infinity without flinching, you will see these entities, like I've said in previous videos, go and get another supply, because they have them stashed everywhere anyway. When you finally rise, they fall. They lose their food supply. When you truly stand in your power, they go and look for another food source. As I said, you'll never be the same again. After you've dealt with a narcissist, you'll be a stronger version of yourself. And if you're looking for some help with that transformation, please apply for my online training course. We go through body detox, mind detox. We restabilize the nervous system. We ground you. We set you up for life to be able to rebuild, redesign. Up until now, probably all the friends that you have, partner, they just came in by default. When you take the reins and you decide what you want, and you work only within that energy, that inner state of being, then your world will change drastically. I've also prepared a free guide that's in the description box and also in the comments section, the healing guide. They're the steps that I took to heal. They're also the steps that I include in my course. In the course, you'll be guided with me every week and there'll be a supportive online community to work with you too. And they're going to understand everything you've gone through, and they're not going to be the types of people who want to take anything from you. So I hope that helps. You are going through a spiritual awakening, and you're not alone. There are many people that are. What I want you to take from this video is they're only after your power because you're powerful. You don't know that yet, but you are. And once you realise that, you can step into your power and to lead a life that you really love. That's all for now. See you in the next video.